I'm Justine. I have a bachelor's in sport and recreation with a major in nutrition and exercise science.
Cool, I'm Yasmin and I have a Bachelor of Science majoring in exercise science and also a qualified personal trainer.
I had this trainer the other day come to me and ask me about compound versus isolation movements in their programs. And they were asking me which one's more important, and I found it a really difficult question because they're both important, of course, but I thought that compound really is superior in your programming compared with isolation, right?
But what is the goal? Is this for someone
I guess they were just asking me a general question, like, overall programming workouts, which is superior, compound versus isolation? And I kind of just automatically thought compound, but I haven't really given it more thought. So, yeah, I just want to ask your opinion on that.
Cool. I would definitely say it comes down to the goal.
Yeah.
Someone who's trying to, get into the gym, they've never gone to the gym before, never done very much exercise, they're overweight, trying to learn massive compound movements such as a back squat or a conventional deadlift or bench press. It's going to be very difficult for them, and it can be very physically taxing. And it would be best for people like that to probably start out with easier movement patterns that they can learn before they start sort of exploring these large compound movements.
Okay.
And that's also from an injury sort of point of view, where you don't want someone who's just starting out to be doing these potentially dangerous exercises if they've never done them before.
Yeah.
But if you consider someone who's, been in the gym for several years, they're thinking about sort of transitioning into powerlifting. Doing squats, benching and deadlifting are incredibly important for them to, build strength, build muscle.
Yeah.
Overall, just get stronger at these movements. They need to be doing them.
Yeah.
But then if you consider someone who's, looking to build muscle, they've got very specific physique goals. Maybe they want to grow their shoulders or they want to grow their glutes. Probably the compound movements are going to be good for overall targeting all the muscles together. But doing isolation movements becomes very important in order to sort of, narrow down which muscles you want to be targeting.
Yeah.
If it's your shoulders, you wouldn't really want to be doing, bench presses all the time, squatting all the time, or deadlifting all the time, because it's not specific to those muscles.
Yeah.
You'd be wanting to do your shoulder press, your lateral raises, your front raises, placing those muscles, the shoulders that they want to grow, under as much mechanical tension as possible in order to grow those muscles.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I guess, I was just thinking, when you think about that common assumption with bodybuilders, you just automatically think that they will be focusing on compound, those big movements. You see them in the gym just absolutely smashing it out on the squat rack.
Totally.
And then, that's why I just automatically thought of those people in my own gym, and that they predominantly focus on the compound.
Yep.
But what you're saying is that if you want to target those specific muscle groups, you're wanting to have the compound for more functional movement. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Or gaining strength, and then the isolation for targeting specific muscle groups?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's no right or wrong way about, whether you're supposed to do compound or isolation. It comes down to the goal, and, in more cases than anything, doing a combination of compound and of isolation or accessory movements is going to be optimal in most cases, but definitely, it varies depending on the goal, depending on the person, and what their sort of fitness background is. Every time I go to the gym and eat something before, I literally feel so ill, so bloated.
Really?
While I'm working out, and it literally makes me have such a bad workout. And I've only noticed that recently because I read something about it being, better to eat something pre-workout, but yeah, it just hasn't been great for me. I don't know, what do you think, or what do you do?
No, there is a common argument there. I always have to eat before the gym. I just cannot, you're messing with your blood sugar levels if you're going for a whole night's fast, getting up in the morning and going and smashing it at the gym. I feel weak. I feel like I'm about to faint sometimes if I haven't had something to eat. So, there is evidence to suggest it's better to eat before going to the gym, mainly because you're able to metabolize readily available energy that you've just consumed, versus using up and trying to metabolize your glycogen stores. So, and for many people, eating means that they can perform a few more reps and go a bit longer on the treadmill. For me, for example, I always find this is a lot better than not eating and feeling weak and fatigued. But for you, because you do feel simply disgusting, right, from eating.
Yeah, like when I work out, I generally wake up at like 4:30 in the morning, go to the gym at 5 and start working out. And if I try force food before I work out, I typically just don't have a very good workout. I feel sick, I feel bloated, and I just overall don't perform as well. So do you think that even if there's evidence to suggest that having a pre-workout meal before the gym, even if you think that scientifically there's evidence to say yes, this is the right thing to do, if I feel sick from it,
obviously you're wanting to go about it just how you have been. How about reps? This is something that always gets me. Is high reps the best? Low, moderate? I always have thought that I've just always been an 8 times 12 person. That way I'm both gaining the benefits from muscular endurance and building strength and muscle. I've always found that superior, but then I had a trainer the other day tell me has always trained at the lower spectrum. What's your opinion on that? Because I am very set.
If we talk about, if we think about this in terms of building muscle, you can build muscle using a variety of rep ranges, whether it's low reps, so anywhere between 1 to 6 reps, moderate reps, anywhere between sort of 6 to 12 reps, and higher reps where it's anywhere over 12 reps. But in terms of sort of getting the most out of your workouts and preventing boredom or preventing your workouts from being super long, is when you sort of decide, some movements you might do on the lower rep schemes. Other movements you might do moderate rep schemes, and others you might do higher rep schemes. And overall, for building muscle, anywhere between 8 to 12, like you say, is technically optimal because one, you're not spending hours and hours in the gym doing, imagine doing every exercise for 20 plus reps. You're probably still got to be able to build muscle as long as you're sort of taking some sets to failure and the volume is equated. But you're probably going to get super bored. No one
fatigued.
Super fatigued, and no one really wants to spend hours and hours just doing, sets and sets of 20 reps plus.
So you're trying to say that the reason you move towards lower reps is for efficiency purposes, or?
That's one of the reasons.
Okay.
But if you consider doing all of your exercises at lower rep ranges, anywhere between 1 to 6, and you're pushing a lot of weight, doing super heavy squats, super heavy deadlifts, super heavy bench presses, it's going to be very, very fatiguing on your body. And
how about your endurance, your muscular endurance? That's where you want to be moving towards the mod to high reps, right?
Yep, definitely. For muscular endurance, you'd sort of aim for the higher reps. But if we're just talking about building muscle,
right? Yeah, of course.
Not endurance. If you, like I said, if you're doing really, really low reps and moving a lot of weight for your heavy compounds and other exercises, it can be very, very fatiguing. And from that point of view, you wouldn't be wanting to do all of your exercises, every single workout, doing extremely heavy weight and super low reps.
Yeah.
And that's why when you think about the sort of moderate rep range of, 8 to 12 reps, anywhere between there, that's both time efficient because you're not spending hours and hours in the gym, but you're also placing your body under enough mechanical stress and mechanical tension to build your muscles.
Yeah.
So that's definitely the most time efficient. But if we consider building strength, building strength sort of happens more so in the lower rep ranges as opposed to the moderate or high.
Yes.
Which is why, and for most people who are wanting to build muscle, generally they want to build strength as well. It just sort of works hand in hand. And if someone was to just spend their whole time doing, 8 to 12 reps of everything, the effects of that is, they'll build muscle. And they might look the exact same as someone who's doing low reps as well. But their strength is not going to be matched.
Right. Yeah.
Strength gains happen in the lower rep ranges.
Okay. Yeah.
So for someone trying to build muscle and strength, makes sense for them to use a variety of rep ranges.
Okay. I guess you, coming from fitness background, would argue that exercise is more important for fat loss compared with diet.
I would probably say it's about a 50-50 split. Because, obviously if you've got someone doing lots and lots of exercise, but they're eating like crap, eating way too much rubbish food, they're probably not going to lose any weight.
Yeah.
But then you might have someone doing no exercise at all, and, they might be eating clean, but still eating more than they should be, and they're probably not going to lose weight either. But if you get a combination of the two, where you're eating, in a slight calorie deficit and doing some exercise 3 days a week, you're probably going to lose weight. So that's why I think it would be like 50-50 split.
50-50 split, yeah. No, I disagree slightly. I would say it's more of an 80-20,
80 being...
80 nutrition, 20 fitness.
Yeah.
I think that because, you can have two people, for example, one that does a crazy amount of exercise per day, eats crap, versus a person that fasts but does no exercise. Obviously, this person's going to be in more of a calorie deficit per day, and so they're going to be losing weight. This person, for example, could be, taking on, burning around 800 calories at the gym, so a really hard workout, and eating 1,000 of it in a hamburger straight after the gym. So obviously, nutrition plays more of a role than fitness. Would you agree?
Yeah, now that you say it, if you look at two very opposing standpoints, I guess, definitely nutrition does play a bigger factor, because burning calories through exercise versus just reducing the amount that you eat has a much bigger effect by just, simply cutting out a little bit less, being in a slight calorie deficit from not eating as much versus trying to do, hours and hours and hours of exercise to burn the same amount of calories. But certainly for, I think we can both agree that doing exercise and eating healthy go hand in hand together and are optimal for fat loss.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to find out how to impact more lives. Check out our website and social. The links are in the description below.